don't you? That's fantastic. That was really strong. It really is the only thing there is that we can be sure of. And you know, the truth of the matter is that God is not going to be shaken, and He's not going to be moved. That's true. But I'll tell you the truth, everything else is. Everything else can be shaken. Our lives get shaken, and our lives get moved. And tonight is good for us to kind of be in this big, huge gathering of faith, and just to be able to admit that even though God is awesome, and even though He is sure, that life is hard, and our lives at times feel that pain and that shaking. But even at the bottom of it all, underneath all of that shaking, is a foundation that is going to hold us all the way on our journey. And that foundation is Jesus and His Word. And if you don't know much about passion and you just sort of came along to this thing tonight, we're really rooted in one idea. And I want to see if we can get our heads around that and then our lives around it tonight. And here's the idea that passion is rooted in. Passion is rooted in the thought that the greatest thing that you or I can do with our lives is to die to our little bitty self-dreams and to live for the great story of Jesus' fame that is going on this planet and into eternity. That's good. That lets me know we got some ground to cover. You know, you're like, well, how, you know, what are you complaining about all the clapping? Well, because it's a big idea. And I think that at the end of the night, I'd really love to think that we've sort of worked our way through it. Because it's one thing to say, hey, I want to live for God's glory. That's kind of a church way of saying it. I want to live to make the name of Jesus famous. Or we want to be the generation that makes Jesus famous. But at the end of the day, there's a big question hanging over that, which is, why would I want to do that? And then there's another question, how do I do that? And those are the two questions I want to really kind of come around with you tonight. How do I do that? And more importantly, why would I want to do that? Why would anybody in Vancouver, Canada, who's living in one of the most beautiful cities on planet Earth, it seems like everybody here has got everything going for them, and it's just, you know, it's kind of like Wonderland on Earth. Why would anybody here want to say, hey, it's not about me, it's not about my life, my story, my thinking, my name, it's about something else. I want my life to be about something bigger than me. Why would I want to do that? And the reason I think is really simple. It's because the ultimate significance in the world is the fame of the one who made it all in the first place, and the fame of the one who came to this earth, Jesus Christ, to pay the price, to bring us back to life again. And His name and His fame is the greatest name and the greatest fame, not only in Vancouver and not only on planet Earth, but in the entire universe tonight. There is no name, and there is no fame greater than the name of Jesus. And so if you're looking for a way to make sure that your days on the planet count for something, and I think your generation's into that. I mean, we've been leaning toward the university age window for 15 years as passion now. And what I see are people looking back at me saying, I just want my life to count for something. I'm not necessarily looking for the big job and the big paycheck and the, you know, the little house and the picket fence or whatever, you know, the condo in the sky here, whatever. You know, I'm not looking for that little easy, normal path. I want to know that my life matters. I want to know that my time on earth counted for something. And if that's what you're thinking inside, that search for significance, that sense of I want to know that there was a purpose for me being on this planet, then you want to lean towards this idea of making sure that your life counts for the thing that counts the most, and the thing that counts the most is the fame of Jesus. And there's a verse that I want to sort of land on tonight, and I'll start with it and then we'll back up a little bit, but it's found in Colossians 3, verse 17, and I wish so much that somebody had really opened my eyes to see this verse when I was sitting where you're sitting right now, because I kind of grew up in the church scene, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe the only way you could really make a difference in life was to be a preacher, so that's what I did. No, not really. I did end up being that, but that's, you know, when I was growing up, it was kind of like I wasn't sure if God would be happy if I did anything else.